Hello and welcome to Narayana IAS live session. Students, in this live session, we are going to discuss a very important topic. Now, this topic is important from the prelims perspective as well as from the mains perspective. And why do I say so? You'll understand once we start understanding the different dimensions of this topic. What is the title of the topic? The title of the topic is Should States Get Special Packages Outside Finance Commission Allocations? Now, as this topic is doing the rounds in the newspaper, I personally feel that the UPSC might and probably would ask a question on this topic. So students, I request you all to please focus on on today's live session over a topic on Finance Commission and special packages. So let's get started. So as I told you, we'll understand the dimensions or provisions of Finance Commission and we'll understand the concept of special packages. And you can club or map this particular topic under GS paper 2. Under GS paper 2, you have a subtopic in the name, issues and challenges pertaining to the federal structure, right? Now, as I told you that such type of questions can be expected in the UPSC examination. Now, this can be confirmed from the year 2021 when UPSC asked a question on Finance Commission. The question was, how have the recommendations of the 14th Finance Commission of India enabled the states to improve their fiscal position? So, this was a question asked in the year 2021. So, expect a question on Finance Commission with in context to these special packages again in the UPSC examination. So, let's try to understand the dimensions of this topic. Now, what is the context? The context is that as the union budget is approaching, right? Now, because of the impending election this year, the budget was postponed, right? And an interim budget was introduced meanwhile, but now once the elections have concluded, union budget will be announced soon. The chief ministers of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar have requested the central government to announce special packages to these states. Now, these special packages are outside the Finance Commission recommendations, and that's the reason this becomes important. Now, let us try to understand about the Finance Commission of India from the prelims perspective so that you can be prepared to address questions on Finance Commission. First and foremost, Finance Commission is a constitutional body, which means it was mentioned in the constitution, and this commission is constituted or established by the President of India. First point. The second is quasi-judicial, which means this commission has also got some judicial powers in terms of deciding the share of revenue between the central government and the state governments. And this commission is not a permanent body. Why? Because this commission is constituted every 5th year by the President of India. That's the reason it is not a permanent body, right? Now, the other constitutional provisions. Now, Article 280 deals with the Finance Commission and 281 deals with the recommendations of the Finance Commission. Students, there is a reason why I included this PPT or this point in today's PPT, because this year in the UPSC prelims examination, UPSC had asked a question on Article 109. We all know what is Article 110, but we somehow do not know what is Article 109, and that's the reason I somehow felt that I also need to mention or add the constitutional provisions because of the way UPSC is asking questions around the important articles like Article 110, then all different types of fundamental rights, and let's say Article 324 dealing with election commission likewise. Now, composition and the composition of Finance Commission. The Finance Commission consists of chairman and 4 members, and they are appointed by the President of India. And all these members have experience in public affairs, finance, administration, economics and law, right? Now, the functions. The first and foremost function of Finance Commission is to determine the distribution of taxes or distribution of the net proceeds of taxes between the central government and the state government. Very simple. Then when it comes to grants in aid, now the central government, it provides grants in form of help to the states. Now, which are the principles on the basis of which the central government would provide grants to the states is something that the Finance Commission will decide and determine the principles that governs the grants in aid to the states. Now, the Finance Commission also gives recommendations to augment, amplify the resources of panchayats and municipalities so as to ensure that the decentralization takes place effectively. And then the recommendations given by Finance Commission students, they are only advisory and they are not binding on the government. So, all these points are very, very important from the prelims perspective. Now, recommendations. Now, here you need to understand the difference between vertical devolution and horizontal distribution. Let me give an example to understand the difference between vertical devolution and horizontal distribution. Now, what is vertical devolution? The share of states in the central taxes. The central government collects revenue or generates revenue in the form of taxes. All the money the central government generates or collects, that money has to be distributed between the central government and the state government. Simple. This is known as vertical devolution. And the share the central government would give to the state governments or different states, right? This share is given on the basis of a formula, right? And this is known as horizontal distribution. Now, let me just explain you this or explain you the difference between vertical devolution and horizontal distribution with the help of an example. Let's say the central government has earned 1000 rupees in the form of taxes. Now, the Finance Commission would recommend or recommends that 40% of this amount should be given to states. What does it mean? That out of 1000 rupees, the central government would keep rupees 600 and 40% would be given to the states. That is 400. Am I right? Now, when it comes to this 400, now this rupees 400 is given to all the states. Not, this doesn't mean that 400 is given to each state. Now, this 400 rupees will be distributed among all the states of a country. Does that mean, let's say for example, we have 28 states. Does that mean that we divide 400 by 28? No. Now, how much state or how much percentage every state would get is something that the Finance Commission would decide, which means the Finance Commission will devise a formula. On the basis of that formula, the state would get a percentage of share from the central taxes. So, let's say for example, now let me just explain you what is this formula, right? And what is this grants in aid? Additional transfers to specific states or sectors, right? Now, okay, so what is this 15th Finance Commission? The existing Finance Commission is the 15th Finance Commission. This is chaired by N.K. Singh and the recommendations would be valid in between 21 to 26. The next 16th Finance Commission has already been constituted in the year 2023 and this is chaired by Arvind Panagria and the recommendations will be valid from 2025 to 2031, right? Now, it's talking about the formula, right? So, we had understood that out of 1000, the central government would get 600 and the states would get rupees 400. Now, this percentage of share to every state would be based on the formula. Now, when it comes to assigning or fixing a percentage of share to every state, all these factors are taken into consideration. For example, let's say if the per capita income of a state is less, then that state would get more money. If the population of the state is more, that state would get more money. If the area of the state is more, that state would get more money. If the forest cover of that state is more, which means that state would need more money to spend the money for the conservation purpose. And let's say if the per capita income of the people of a state is less, that state would get less money. This is known as horizontal distribution, right? The purpose behind this horizontal distribution is to address the regional disparities, let's say between Maharashtra and Bihar, or let's say Tamil Nadu and UP. The purpose is to promote balanced economic development, which means every region of a country should be developed. This is the purpose behind the horizontal distribution. Now, special package outside Finance Commission allocations. What do you mean by this? Now, apart from the recommendations of the Finance Commission, that is vertical and horizontal distribution, the central government, if it wishes, can also transfer additional funds to a state or more states. This is known as special package. Now, a state might be facing some peculiar challenges. In order to address those challenges, the central government can assign special package to that particular state. And to give special package to a state or no is the discretion of the central government. And this is often backed by political considerations. For example, in the current government, the NDA government of 2024, the BJP does not have the majority by its own. So, they have been supported by TDP and Janata Dal United. These two political parties have supported BJP and thus they have formed the government. Now, as these political parties have supported BJP to form the government, the BJP political party would definitely give special packages to these states. This is known as special package. And as I told you, political considerations are the major factor behind giving these special packages. Now, what are the benefits of special packages? One, it can provide targeted assistance to states, the states who are facing peculiar challenge. For example, let's say Andhra Pradesh. Now, post the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh does not have a capital. To this date, Andhra Pradesh is the only state that does not have a capital of its own. Andhra Pradesh needs huge money to build a capital. Where does that state get money from? Now, here Andhra Pradesh will likely get a special package in the upcoming budget from the central government. So, here Andhra Pradesh will receive a special package. Why? Because post the bifurcation, the state does not have resources to build the capital. That's the reason the central government is supporting the state of Andhra Pradesh. Same is the case with Bihar. Now, Bihar has lower level of development. Now, to support Bihar, the central government can announce a special package to help the state of Bihar. These special packages then stimulate economic growth and development. How? So, if the state has money, the state can invest in infrastructure projects. Now, infrastructure projects, which means people will get more number of jobs, and as the infrastructure is growing, the foreign investments would also flow into the state, thus helping the state to grow. Now, what are the issues and impact because of these special packages? First, as I told you that these decisions are often backed by political considerations, which means that in order to keep the political parties happy, the political parties supporting the government, the central government might face the fiscal burden or fiscal responsibility because of announcing special packages. So, central government has a fixed money. Now, if it gives this share of this money to the states, they would have less money to spend on various activities. Political influence. Now, here the central government can also be biased in announcing special packages to states. Just because the political parties have supported the central government doesn't mean the central government should help the states. This is about the development of a country, not about the development of a particular state. So, here this can also lead to unfairness and favoritism. I am talking about the issues of these special packages. Governance and utilization. Now, the effectiveness of special packages, it would depend on the governance and the administrative capacity. Only if the governance is transparent and accountable, then that special package can be best utilized. But if the governance is poor, like in the state of Bihar, then that money special package can be misused by the politicians and the bureaucrats. And regional disparities. Now, the purpose of special package is to reduce the disparities, but this can also worsen the already existing differences between, let's say, the state of Maharashtra and let's say the state of Bihar. That's the reason it is very important that the funds be utilized for the growth and development of the state. So we discussed the benefits, we discussed the issues. Now what can be the way forward? Now it is very important to empower states. Why? Because if the states have fiscal autonomy, they can cater to the specific needs of the state, thus further promoting decentralization, that is giving powers to the states, and thus staying or upholding the spirit of federalism. Then flexibility in GST. Now once we undertake reforms in the GST, the states are allowed to fix tax rates within the GST, and this would help the state in addressing the economic challenges. Reforming special package allocations. Again, as I told you, one has to take care that the governance and the administrative capacity of that state has to be enhanced before a special package is announced with respect to that particular state. Strengthening governance and accountability. Again, you have to enhance the governance capacities and you have to implement robust monitoring framework so that the money being used or the money being spent is thoroughly monitored to check if there are any loopholes or to plug in the loopholes. Promoting regional equity. Now focus on equitable development. The purpose is to ensure that each and every region of a country is growing in an equitable manner so that the underdeveloped regions like Bihar, Jharkhand are developed, if not at par with states like Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, but at least the people should be able to enjoy, the basic necessities of life. And then finally, it is very, very important that the central government and the state governments cooperate. This is known as cooperative federalism. It is important that the center and states cooperate so that the country benefits, the country develops, and people of the country takes the benefit of the development. So this is the topic of Finance Commission and the special packages. So students, I have covered each and every dimension associated with this topic. I hope you understood each and every dimension of this topic, and I'm pretty sure once you have understood the topic, I'm pretty sure that you will be in a position to address a question asked on special packages and Finance Commission. So students, please try to take the benefit of the live sessions that we are bringing in order to help the students to ace the UPSC examination. Students, if you want us to continue with our live session, then please to like, share and subscribe to Narayana IAS. Thank you so much.